The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Yo, the one that be like messing me up is like people that be having like the fucking nuclear
bro.
Yeah.
Only a psychopath has that.
Why do you have that as your text message?
Yeah.
Your text alert. Why is that your text alert, bruh?
Bro,
okay.
I remember the first time I heard that like nuclear siren alarm tone.
Right.
When Apple first put it on the phone, I was in a chem lab, right? And someone's phone, they set their timer, and that was the thing when it went off. And I was like, "Yo, you have to change that while we in here,"
right?
Because everybody looked up like, "Oh shit, what happened?"
I'm contaminated,
right?
Yo, fuck that tone, bro. That's a trap. That tone, fuck that tone, bro. Okay. Some people got that shit as their alarm tone, man.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be judging some people. There's certain tones that I automatically judge you.
Bro, that tone, even if you have that as your alarm tone, bro, that's not a great way to wake up. Okay?
That tells me that you don't value your heart health.
You don't value your heart health. You don't value your mental health. Okay?
You're clearly single.
Ain't
no way someone else would.
Yeah, no.
Only use like an alarm like that. Like if I'm like, all right, man, like I didn't get no sleep at all. I'm gonna try to get like 38 minutes of sleep, but I need to be able to wake up. So I need to set this alarm on that ringtone like 12 times in a row. So I fucking wake up. That's the only way I would do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you got to mix it up though, because your subconscious knows that you did that,
right?
And they're like, "Oh no, that's not the tone. That's the pre-wake up tone." I got 2 more alarms before I really got to get up.
You're now listening to the Truth Be Told podcast from Trillmatic.com. Trillmatic.com.
Trillions. Episode 212 of the Truth Be Told podcast. Is your boy Bigg UU in this thing.
Riffa in this thing.
Black Todd is awesome.
Black Todd don't say nothing.
He never do. Black Todd is awesome in this thing. He just Hey, Black Todd. Black Todd.
Is he here?
And he laying in the bed and he got like his computer screen on the TV screen, and he's got
candles
like a headset, and he's just
feng shui.
Feeling, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm here.
I didn't know y'all could see that.
Hey, you turned the camera off for a second. No.
We appreciate everybody for joining us on this episode. Thank you to all our supporters and all our listeners out there. We appreciate every single one of y'all, and thank you for rocking with us through the pandemic and beyond. Make sure you hit us up on all the links that are in our description of the podcast. I may sound a little tired because I kind of fell asleep for a little bit, but I'm awake now. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the peoples. But yeah,
got to.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, we good, man. Everything's all gravy over here. You know what I'm saying?
Gas going back up. I know y'all see it. You're like, God damn it!
Yes, I know, and I should have filled my tank up
like 3-4 more cents, and I'm like, this is what y'all wanted.
Yeah. And when you said gas price went up, I thought you meant my green. I said, no, it didn't.
Well, how's the marijuana economy been since the pandemic? How's that been?
Like you're saying, basically, is it still available? All of that?
Yeah. Were there times where you're like, where like the prices were gouged and shit was a little bit higher than they should have been, and was it harder to find?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, everything so far. Knock on some wood. Everything's been smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like so far, everything's still been good, and nothing's really changed.
Nobody price gouged you.
Nope.
Nobody was like, "Yo, I got to charge you."
I fuck with good people. I fuck with good people.
A pandemic surcharge.
Nah. The pandemic surcharge. Thank God I hadn't got hit with that. Thank God.
I remember when the gas prices went back up, went up like 08, 09 when they were like real high, you know what I'm saying? And they were up to like $3.60 a gallon. You remember that?
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
In Texas, we're in Texas,
God.
everybody. So I know some people were probably dealing with like four something a gallon, but for us, $3.60 was kind of high. I think it even got up to like almost as high as like $3.80 something, man. For us,
bro, I was in California and this shit was $4.95.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
Okay, right, yeah. So
yeah,
I remember when the gas had got high like that. I'll never forget going to like the barbershop, and because everything else started going up because of these gas prices. And I remember the barbershop was like, "Yo, we gotta." Like he added on like a gas like surcharge, you know what I'm saying, to like the haircuts, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, shit.
I guess because everybody else was doing
That's crazy.
Yeah, all the other companies were doing it. He's like, "Fuck that! I gotta get some money too." Yeah, so it was real out here, man, during that time period. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah.
That's why I was just wondering if they had like a weed surcharge, man. People just like, listen, I can't really move around like I normally do. Cops out here, I can't. Well,
there might be somebody dealing with that, or maybe somebody who had to deal with that.
Right. Okay, we might have lost Riffa.
Yeah, I was fortunate I didn't have to though.
Oh, okay, bad. All right, well, shouts out to marijuana and the marijuana economy.
All day.
Black Todd, what you got lined up for us on this beautiful day?
Ooh, well, not a lot, but let's go and get to it. So the first thing I had screenshotted for us, the one and only Boosie Badass says he is starting a street fight series, and he is going to be the commentator.
So
okay.
wait a minute. Let's back. Rewind. Okay. Street fight series. So is he going to be like just picking
Fight
up
Club,
random?
Bro.
Is he going to be picking up random videos on the internet, or
let me give you a quote.
Hosting real street fights?
Here's a quote from the man himself. Says, "I'm finna start my own backyard across the track fights. We just going through the lawyers right now. I got my logo together."
Okay.
So it's like Kimbo Slice back in the day.
Didn't he used to do
That's
shit
what
like
it sounds like.
Okay. It was just rest in peace to Kimbo Slice. It was his anniversary the other day.
Yeah, I was actually reading about that. RP to Kimbo. Yeah, no. There used to be a market for this, man.
Yes, they did.
It used to be like the backyard brawlers and the. There was a market for this at one point, man, and then it just kind of faded to obscurity.
Used to watch the shit out of it.
Yeah, some of that shit was a little rough.
Yeah. Not for the faint of heart or whatever the fuck they say.
Not at all.
So it's gonna be like UFC, but like in the streets.
That's what it sounds like.
Streets of Baton Rouge. You ever seen Def Jam fight for NY?
They used to do some.
That's what I'm thinking about, like just straight street brawls.
Because remember they used to have that shit where it's like convicts fighting and shit like on YouTube also. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, they had this thing also where it was like ex-cons and shit like that fighting against each other and shit. And I don't know, it was like in just random places, fields, you know what I'm saying? There was some that actually gave them weapons, like a fucking stick, like they're Donatello or some shit. I don't know, but motherfuckers didn't know how to use it like that. But so they're just swinging at each other with it and shit. But
that sounds pretty violent.
It was fucking violent, and it was crazy that they had that on YouTube. But yeah, I remember watching shit like that. So it sounds, similar to all of these, like mashed up together. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if he's gonna have who it's gonna be, just random people. I mean, who is it? Who's gonna fight? Celebrities? His friends?
That'd be great. A good little celebrity fight every now and then.
Like, who's down to fight with Boosie?
Right. Boosie. That sounds like some shit Boosie was like.
Hey, speaking of Boosie, though, Now, speaking of Boosie, I was where I get them rap snacks and shit, where you can find them. I saw some like new rap snacks, noodles, like ramen noodle type shit, noodle cups, and they have Master P and Boosie on one of them.
So I saw one with E40 too.
Oh shit!
So I think that's actually Master P that's doing that.
It is.
Right.
Okay.
Because I watched him on The Breakfast Club, I think it was a couple months ago, and he was on there with Romeo, and they talked about like putting out these ramen noodles, and he was upset that everybody was like asking him about what was in the noodles and what was, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff, and he's like, y'all ask the other people, you know what I'm saying?
What they put in there, that's some real shit.
Right, and it's kind of true because it's like, you know, like find time to get healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this shit got too much sodium in it. It's like the other shit you buy got too much sodium in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually happy for him to, you know, come in and slide in and take that business over. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're good, any good though.
I know. I didn't buy any. I seen them and I was like, I might have to pick them up to try it out just to see what's up.
Black Todd, you buy some?
No, I did not.
Okay. Yo, have you ever bought ramen noodles? Couple ramen?
I can't believe this man gonna disrespect me like this.
Oh shit.
Actually, I can believe it, but I should have seen it coming. But
Dragon Ball T said you bougie badass.
Okay, see. So now we just gonna.
That would never happen in his lifetime.
Now we just jumping off the top rope now.
So I'm jumping off the top rope. Okay. Yeah. I haven't had ramen in a while, bro, because like there was
a real long time.
Yeah, there was a point in time when it was like I was like ramen out, bro, and it was when I was in a really broke point, and I was just like ramen came through for the W, man, and I just like
it did.
I just got sick of it, man. You know what I mean? And now I don't even touch it. You
ain't never gone back.
Yeah, I ain't never gone back. I mean, if I got to, I will. But you know, if I don't have to, I won't.
Like, I'd rather have something else. I'd rather have something else that has more substance. Definitely.
Right. If I just needed a snack and it was around, I'd be like, "Hey, I had this in a while. Let's try this." Like that'd be cool. But like, I don't think I ever.
That's how I've had it more recently.
Wake up and be like, you know what? I gotta have the ramen.
Just wake up, yo. Let's go get this ramen. But I do like
that doesn't happen.
There's a lot of restaurants these days there's a lot of ramen restaurants where they
Real
make like
ramen.
Like they make like the gourmet ramen. I haven't had any of that yet, to be honest with you. It's on my to do.
Me neither.
Like a gourmet ramen.
I think you would actually like it.
No, I've seen some of the dishes. Do they got one in the K? I would have to go check that out if they do.
Dragon Ball T would know that better than me.
He probably would, to be honest with you. Yeah, like a ramen spot in the K?
They probably do.
I know they got something like Austin.
I think they do. You got to go downtown.
It's like a whole restaurant, though. Okay. Chop soup. They play hip hop only. We have to check. Where is it at? In Austin?
Yeah, it's
Dragon Ball T is informing me that they have a spot in Austin that is ramen, but all they play is hip hop.
Yeah, it's like a hip hop.
It's a hip hop spot.
Walk in there,
I've heard of this place.
It's so
hip hop ramen.
And it was
noodles.
You had to wait outside because it was a line.
That was a line. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to go check that out one day, y'all. Real talk.
The podcast is gonna have to go live.
Add it to the Truth Be Told field trip list.
Yeah. Do a little vlog.
Yeah.
What else we got, Black Todd?
Let's see. It's Kanye West's birthday.
Oh, today?
Yes, happy birthday to Mr. West. He is 43 years old.
Old ass nigga.
Happy birthday, Mr. West.
Old young ass nigga.
For real.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Kanye West. Have you been seeing too that Kanye West may have
pulled the greatest con of all time?
yeah. With Trump.
I did see this.
Have you seen
No.
on the list, Black Todd? No, we're gonna dive into it right now.
It's under the bigger political section.
Okay. I feel like we should wait then. We'll wait till that. We'll wait till we get to that point.
Okay.
All right.
But happy birthday to Kanye West.
Yes, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, Mr. West, wake up. What else we got, bro?
Rockstar by DaBaby went number 1, and that's his first ever number 1, and Roddy Ricch's second.
Do I know this song?
I think you do.
I just was calling Kanye old nigga, and I'm like, do I know this?
Hey, that's just too perfect. That's too perfect.
I feel like I've heard this song, but I don't. I'm not. It's not coming to me right now. But
it's off his most recent album.
Oh, okay.
Then we've heard it. We just don't. You just don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shout out to DaBaby, man. Shout out to Roddy for getting back up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where was Roddy? Where was Roddy at? He dropped. How low did he drop?
Oh man, I don't know that because that came off one a while ago, but I don't know where it's at right now.
Okay.
Yeah, the culture is very like this
indecisive.
No, I'm just saying like right now they're like this very dormant right now out there.
Oh yeah, with that, yeah, I feel you.
Just the music and everything's very dormant right now, man. There's not a lot going on, but there's a lot of like plans to do stuff. So that's kind of the thing that I'm kind of paying attention to. But like, it's been pretty quiet out there. To be real.
Man.
Yeah. We got Tory Lanez was on Twitter talking about he's going to do a seminar so young artists don't keep getting fucked in contracts.
Tory is okay. That's interesting.
If he actually does it, I think that's a good look.
Who do you listen to in these type of situations? Who is the voice that you say, all right, this motherfucker knows what they're talking about?
Joe Budden.
Okay, Joe Budden.
That man has a lot to say about this, and he seems like he really knows what he's talking about. And Tory is also someone that's had label woes, so I feel like someone that's been through this really could have a lot to offer.
Yeah, right. That's very true. Hands-on experience.
I don't feel like Drake is the guy to listen to.
No,
I feel like Drake's like he's
had too much success.
You ever heard the story of why Dark and Viv left and they replaced it with the light skinned and Viv?
Yeah.
She was beefing with Will.
Will, yeah.
There was a little bit of beef with Will, and she was mad because Will. They were trying to.
He essentially took the show over.
Well, no, they were trying to get their pay increased, and they needed Will to kind of push that. And
get
Will,
it down a little.
Will was like, "Y'all got y'all deal, and I got my deal."
Yeah,
that's what she said.
He didn't look out for him.
I kind of feel like that's how Drake will respond to like,
oh shit,
somebody saying like, "Yo, shoot me out of labels." He's like, "Y'all got y'all deal, I got mine." Okay?
The thing is with him, like, obviously you got Jay Prince getting money off of his stuff. You got Birdman getting money off his stuff. Wayne getting money off his stuff. But the thing is, like, he blew up so quickly that, he was putting out the music. Birdman's like, yeah, you can do whatever you need to do because you got so much money rolling in. It's not in their interest to try and fuck him over.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, let him rock. The money's just pouring in, and by the time he gets out of his deal, which I think he is now, I mean, his shit has been 12 years.
Right.
So they're like, hey, we had a good, lucrative run.
Oh, they maximized on that shit.
Absolutely.
They definitely did.
I think Jay-Z will be a good teacher for this. And because I think he would teach you more about like ownership and like having control. Just the all around thing. I think Jay-Z will be a good teacher for this. I just don't know if he would give you his time at a seminar.
I feel like the most I feel like
older Jay-Z might
have a panel with Joe Budden and Jay-Z.
Oh yeah,
no shit.
Joe Budden. That way
you're getting two very different energies,
two different perspectives too of the game too.
Let me tell you whose energy I don't want. That I don't want Steve Stout's energy at that.
Nah, I'm good on that.
Because Steve Stout, I mean, I respect him as a businessman or whatever, but anytime he starts talking about like music and label or whatever, I remember watching. Matter of fact, it was HBO, the LeBron show on HBO.
The Shop.
The Shop, right? And he was on there, and he was. I feel like he was kind of shitting on artists that were signing deals, and then 2 Chainz was kind of like explaining to him like the perspective of that for like a young artist, why a young artist would want to.
He's another one I think would be good.
2 Chainz he'd be great. Yeah, great for that.
2 Chainz would be really good for that. He went through with DPP.
Yep, and then he bounced back. Exactly, he's perfect.
But I mean, he, not even just the thing, with like him bouncing back with DTP, but like he's had like issues with even Ludacris. Like he had to work his way out of that deal with Ludacris. You know what I mean?
Oh
yeah. So he probably could tell you some things about the business for him to kind of, retain his ownership like that and still be a prosperous rapper in today. Yeah, he could probably tell you a lot. He could probably give you a lot of game on everything, not even just the music industry, but like marketing. He's
a smart motherfucker. Branding. He's a real smart motherfucker.
Right.
What about Diddy?
Diddy, I don't know. See, Diddy's another one of those dudes where I'd be like, he's like, yeah, you want a deal, baby? Just make sure the deal is with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, man. Like,
who else I would like to hear from? Somebody out of the TDE camp, because they seem to have a pretty tight ship and have control on a lot of stuff, but you don't hear about a lot of disgruntled artists over there.
Well, I think it's because I spoke about this on this podcast before that they kind of operate like an indie label, and only Kendrick and I think Schoolboy have like, and maybe more recently just Kendrick, but Kendrick and Schoolboy were the ones that had like the big deals that were through like Interscope and like the Big Daddy deals, which you don't really see too much anymore. And everybody else kind of does their own thing. It's almost like they use Kendrick's like major. They
just have the brand,
right? They use like his major exposure that he gets, and they kind of filter everybody else through their indie label. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on because I don't know, but that's what it seems like to me. And I feel like the same thing is kind of happening with Dreamville.
But that's how I think 3 6 Mafia.
Like 3 6 Mafia. You said?
Oh, did we lose him?
I think we might have lost him a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. He's back.
Nah, that's the same thing 3 6 Mafia did back in the day because they had exposure 3 6 and all that, but they had all their Hypnotized Camp Posse group. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone under them that their label mates that they had signed to them, and that's how they did it. I think gave them exposure through them. And, I bought their album, so it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's usually like a couple of like big artists, and then everybody else just kind of eats off of, that one big artist or whatever. Sometimes they have like deals going through that artist. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I remember Rich the Kid. I think he got he had a deal with like Interscope, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had a deal with Interscope, and then he was like signing other little niggas to him, but for like crumbs. It was like, okay, like it was like real small. Like, okay, I'll sign you like $15K to this deal. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, what are y'all niggas doing? But
what about I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I mean, that's just, I feel like that's kind of how like the industry be working in a nutshell.
What about Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
Because Dr. Dre has like stuff he's done with Aftermath, but he also dealt with bullshit in Death Row.
He know a lot.
I think he does. I think he knows a lot. I don't know if he is like as in it as much, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not putting out music as much. I don't know, but I think he knows a lot based off of just like how things used to be. I don't know how aware he is of what's happening now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like he's really like.
Well, I think a good person would be Tech Nine.
Tech Nine would say some shit. Okay. Tech Nine can
absolutely. I think we got our 4-person panel. We got Tech Nine, Joe Budden, 2 Chainz, and Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's the panel right there, bro.
That's the best panel right there.
There's no way you can come out of there dumb. Like you cannot come out of there dumb.
You can't. There's no way.
360. I got nothing for you.
If you did a like a 2-hour seminar with them 4, and people were able to get up and ask questions live on and they answer them live on the stage.
Oh man,
that would be the equivalent of like an 8-year degree in music business. Okay, mm-hmm. I'm telling you,
it would. Don't fall asleep and don't wear your headphones. Pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Mount Rushmore of smart niggas in the industry.
Yeah,
that
would be a good panel.
Right. What else we got, man? Shout out to Tory Lanez though for trying. I just don't know if he's the guy.
But. Yeah. The internet was not too pleased when we got a snippet of what we are seeing as Locked Up Part 2.
Oh, from Akon?
Akon and 6ix9ine.
And 6ix9ine? Why do these niggas want to like click up?
I don't know. Everybody was very, 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 very upset when they saw the 2 of them sitting there together doing this.
What is up with them niggas?
I don't know.
Because, okay, you had...
wow.
They were talking about they were going to do the face-off, the verses, and I remember going, wow, that's a weird lineup together. And now you're talking about this.
Yeah.
Why are they hanging out with each other?
I don't know. And Akon seems like unbothered by the whole thing, because even like with Tory Lanez, he had commented on it kind of jokingly. He's like, "Bro, I just wake up and I see you giving him part 2 and not me." He's like, "I'm going back to bed." And Akon commented on that, was like, "Oh no, you got to wake up for so we can do part 3, LOL." And I'm like, Akon, nobody's laughing.
Like, what the fuck?
Akon is he out of the loop?
Bro, I don't know.
He been in his.
Is he not paying attention?
He been in Wakanda. He's just not. He's not connected. He's not.
This is just unfortunate.
The fuck.
Yeah.
That's an L. Yeah, that is a big time L.
Yeah, Locked Up. You don't do a Locked Up.
Not an L for Locked Up either. That's an L.
Really, I don't want anybody to do a part 2 to that classic.
Yeah, you should leave that one alone. But
Akon, that should have just
this fucking bum.
Yeah, I agree because if you're gonna do a Locked Up part 2, you definitely don't do it with 6ix9ine. Okay, you definitely don't do it with 6ix9ine.
Fuck no.
If you got to do it with Gucci.
That's embarrassing.
You got to do it with somebody that's been like locked up
and is more influential.
Right.
Gucci spent a lot of time in jail. Shit.
Yeah, you could probably do it with Gucci. You could probably do it with Boosie. I like Freddie Gibbs right now.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I like a Locked Up with Freddie Gibbs.
The culture would forgive him for doing it with Bobby Shmurda because they love him right now. Like,
right?
They're like, yeah, go ahead and do the part 2. That'll be good. That's a good look.
By the way, Bobby Shmurda is almost on. He's almost ready to come out. I think he's coming out this year, don't he? Or next year?
He's supposed to be coming pretty soon.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming soon, man.
Bitch got them bodies, bitch.
He's coming home soon. I want to jam the fuck out of that now. I ain't heard that shit in a minute.
Well, Locked Up.
Bobby Shmurda.
Oh, okay. I thought you about to say, yo. I'm about to make a whole station on Locked Up. Okay.
Oh God.
Station on that. See what pops up on title.
It's okay. Last thing we got on here really is your boy Sir. Let me tell you what Sir did. He recorded this smooth ass cover of Footsteps in the Dark. Y'all need to listen to that shit immediately.
So before I get roasted, Footsteps in the Dark. Who's the original by? Is that Stevie Wonder? Who? Yo, Dragon Ball T is like, she's looking at me with disgust. Footsteps in the Dark. Yo, give me.
It's an often used sample, but
Oh, okay. I've heard that. Yeah.
You gotta edit me out.
No, nobody can hear you. Okay. But yeah, okay, I've heard that. I just want to make sure that I was aware of what it was. Okay, so Sir did a cover.
he did.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
is this on
I was on YouTube.
Oh, okay. It says on the streaming service or anything like that.
Let me look.
Shout out to Sir, man. I still think he's. I mean, Sir is getting some play, man. But I don't feel like it's really on a big scale, man. I don't feel like it's on a bigger scale that it needs to be. It's definitely not on a bigger scale as SZA.
No. And to be honest, I think I like him more. Actually, I know I like him more.
No, Sir is dope. I don't know if he's better. I don't even know if I can compare the two. But Sir is dope.
Yeah, Sir is dope.
He used to rap. He actually used to rap on when he first started. He didn't really touch the rap as much.
No.
This time, yeah.
I think he's just gonna leave it to his brother now.
Yeah. What was his brother's name again? D Smoke.
D Smoke.
Shout out to D Smoke. What else we got, bro?
That's really it.
Oh, damn.
That's
We stretched it farther
end.
than I thought we'd be able to be honest with you.
All right, y'all. We have a good night.
Right. Early.
Let's get into some of this politic talk, though. Let's go back to Kanye West. So, for those of y'all don't know, probably a year ago, maybe sooner, maybe later. Excuse me. Kanye put on the MAGA hat, "Make America Great Again." Got a lot of people upset. Ruined his reputation in a sense in the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Turned off a lot of people. Offended a lot of people. Said slavery was a choice. The whole nine. Went and sat down at the White House with Trump, and it just left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And a lot of people didn't know if he could recover from that. He was still kind of. I don't think he did fully recover from that. I think people still are angry at Kanye in a sense to that stance that he took. But just recently it came out that this was all a long con from Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
He was possibly, all right.
I'm not giving him all the credit yet.
Well, GLC came out. He was on the Red Pill podcast, and he said that Kanye brought him the box of hats and said he's never going to wear these again, and that there was some woman that he was trying to get out of jail, and he would never had gotten the meeting to get her out of jail if he didn't put on the red hat. This is what GLC stated that Kanye said. I don't know if this was Kanye's plan. It doesn't sound like this was something that he had pre-thought out. It was kind of something he kind of, I guess, like epiphanied. Yeah, something that kind of just happened. He just like had an epiphany. He was like, oh, okay. Then there was just kind of talks that he, there was other things that they were saying that he had did that this may have all been a long con. So what do y'all think about this? Y'all think Kanye played the system with Trump?
Yeah, was scheming and doing that this whole time, just using it
just to get close to Trump.
I don't know. I don't think so, for the fact that why ruin your career? Because it ended up ruining it. It did, like, in a sense, like, that was a big factor. That was a part of, like, the downfall. So it's like, if he hadn't done that, people probably would have supported him more, and career could have went in a different direction.
I don't think he cares about his reputation when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, music-wise, or just putting himself out there? I mean, music-wise, maybe, I don't know.
Look at the situation with him and Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that he did that, it came out later, was because he had felt like there were black artists that were more influential, more culturally,
more deserving.
Yeah, more deserving, more culturally active, and Taylor Swift was getting all the recognition for it. Well, not for the culture or anything, but just she was getting all the recognition when she wasn't even really like hitting all corners like she needed to. And
yeah.
And that's the reason that he did what he did. This is what he said, so I don't know the actual reason, but that's what he said he did. That's why when they said Beyonce had the best thing of all time, right? So
yeah.
I get it. Like, I get why he did it. It was to bring light to a certain situation or whatever, but it did hurt his career. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he actually cares about what the industry or the biz says about him when he does acts like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, like, why was he so happy to wear that damn hat?
See, it's one thing to put the damn hat on. It's another thing when you are talking about slavery was a choice and all that other crap.
That is true. That is true.
He didn't have to add that into his long con.
That is true. That is where his where this kind of looks like this wasn't like something that he pre-thought out. This looks like he probably felt this way and then figured his way out of it.
Yeah, this looks like a smooth way out of this, but I mean, we don't know.
So, another thing that's interesting too is that with like the MAGA community, what I've realized is anybody could, if you're black, right? Anybody could easily slide into the MAGA community. Like, you could instantly become like a celebrity, right? Yeah. If you put on that fucking MAGA hat and you start talking about all this great shit Trump did, and you start a YouTube channel and you shit on liberals and Democrats and people of color, black, Hispanics, Asians, you shit on everybody else, make white people look good, I promise you'll become a fucking celebrity. And you will make fucking buku bread. You will have people donating to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a question, bro. Like, and this is off the subject of Kanye, but I just want the people to know out there, especially like some of the MAGA community, that be like, like this chick Candace Owens. They'll love throwing Candace Owens in your face because you say some dumbass shit. And but it's because of most of the time it's because of money, man. It's just money.
You saw the GoFundMe banned her?
No, they banned her?
Yep.
Why?
Because of her bullshit. They're like, nope, get that out of here.
She said
some ugly stuff about Mr. Floyd, and they were like, nope, not on this platform. Not
good.
We don't care about your GoFundMe. You're gone.
You know when I realized that that a lot of this is just for her to get paid? When she was saying her shit or whatever, and then it came out, like one of her court documents came out from a recent court document in December of 2019, and she was going to court with I guess her landlord, right? And her I guess the issue is that from what I read, is that the landlord, they apparently agreed that she didn't have to pay rent. This is before the pandemic. This was something else. And I don't know if the agreement was based on, like, because she is Candace Owens and she lives here, you know. I don't know. There was like some marketing thing or whatever. I don't know. But apparently she wasn't supposed to pay rent, and this was a word agreement. This wasn't contractually agreed upon. And they said, "No, you got to pay this fucking rent." And I was looking at the rent. Her rent was like $15,000 a month or some crazy number like that. And I remember thinking, what the fuck did she do to get paid that much money? Right? Where she could pay that on her rent. Right? Because that's got to be like a third of her income, maybe, you know, a fourth of her income or whatever, right? What the fuck did she do? And then I realized she shits on black people so MAGA can fill her pockets. That's it.
Yep.
That's pretty much it, man. Oh, yeah. I don't know her for I don't know her for anything else. So, is this your queen, MAGA? No,
slide that in there.
That's why, like, whenever I look at Kanye, I don't know if he figured that out, because I've always felt like that, right? Like with the Diamond and Silk chick, there's some twins. There's some twin dudes. There's like 2 light-skinned twin dudes, and they be on there. The black dude that's like, he's like super hood. Have you seen this dude? He's a super Trump fan, but he's super hood. He wears red. He looks like a blood, bro. He'd be like on the corner.
Oh gosh.
With like Versace glasses and shit, and like the white tee, red dickies. Like he looks like a blood, bro. And
so horrible.
He's a super Trump fan, bro. Like I'll send you some videos of him. I'll let you see the video. I don't know what his name is, but like he blew up, man. He blew up because I think it's just because when do you ever see that type of dude supporting Trump, like the straight hood dude out the street? You know what I mean? So, but I've noticed that those people have like a really big stance in their community, because they're like the only black people that
are vocally supporting him.
Right. I mean, I know there's black people that like Trump. I don't want to take that away from anybody, but I've noticed that those people have really prominent names in the MAGA community. So I wonder if Kanye figured that out. I wonder. That's all.
Good question.
We'll see. I'm not ready.
Kanye might have tapped into that, but exactly. I'm not gonna finalize and say he did or he didn't. I'm gonna see how it plays out still.
Right. I think about them tearing down the statues, man.
Good
riddance.
Good riddance. And that's another thing. A couple shout outs in order for us. I definitely want to shout out all these other countries who have been protesting for us. I think that's such a good look.
Hell yeah.
I think that's amazing support. And of course, we want to shout out people tearing down these statues of slave traders and Confederate people and tearing them down. They should have been down a long time ago. And then the mayor of D.C., and one of the boldest moves I've ever seen. Shout out to her too.
What the mayor of D.C. do?
She's the one that had them put them giant letters, put Black Lives Matter on the street leading up to the White House.
Oh, you're talking about the street signs?
No, I mean on the ground, like
on the ground. Yeah, on the pavement, they're writing it real big.
They did a street. Yeah. They did a street. They changed the street name.
They did. She renamed that street too, to like Black Lives Matter Plaza or Way or something.
Black Lives Matter Way, yeah. Which is crazy, bro. I was driving today and I was looking at one of those digital billboards and they had Black Lives Matter on there.
And the other, and then Minneapolis, they're disbanding their police department.
Right, which is crazy to me because that's like, now I like that's bold. And the only reason I say that's bold is because the hell are white people gonna do?
Well, it can be done. I was reading something earlier. They were showing how Camden, New Jersey did the same thing and things improved. Yeah, because they refocus on a new way of looking at public safety and refocus stuff, and their crime rates fell. They had better trust in the community. It can be done.
So the funny thing is, because I think about it, and I'm like, I don't never call the police.
Ever.
I don't. What do I need them for? And I'm not. I don't want to like disrespect to like the, like the good cops out there, or like the people that like work hard every day and they're trying to help the community. I don't want to disrespect them, right? But at the same time, what
you don't need them either.
I don't need them.
I'm just saying, unless you need them, but you haven't never needed them, right?
What would you need them for? Be real. What would you need them for? Give me a reason that you need the police.
I mean, I think
I'm not going to ask for help. I'm going to handle it.
1,000 reasons that they need them. I'm not going to say that they don't serve a purpose, but I think that refocusing how you address public safety that's a good idea. Well, because what we're doing is not working.
So none of y'all can tell me what y'all need a police officer for?
You mean me specifically or in general?
Yeah, just in general.
Well, I mean, you have obvious like emergency cases, but I mean that's a
such as
accidents.
Okay, accident. All right,
accidents, and maybe to lead the way. You know what I'm saying?
Theft, violence.
You said what now? Theft?
Yes, and or violence.
Violence, I can understand. Definitely violence. Theft. Them niggas ain't doing shit.
They ain't gonna do nothing. They don't even take fingerprints, even if they're there.
Yo, like nigga, I be like nigga. I can tell you who it was. They be like, we ain't gonna do shit.
Well, I'm glad that it's resurfaced, but they're bringing a lot of focus on, I forget which department it was, but how they had 30 years worth of rape kits that weren't processed.
Yeah, and that's fucking crazy.
That's disgusting.
Or the rapes that they commit themselves.
Yeah.
That number is crazy, bro. So the rapes they commit themselves, and then them being that because there's nobody there to check them, and they can just turn that into consensual. I forget how many states it is that allows you to have consensual sex, that allow police to have consensual sex with a detained individual.
The hell?
Yeah. There's like multiple states. I think it's like almost like 30 some states, bro, that allow police to have consensual sex with somebody that they've detained.
What that is crazy.
I know, bro. That's
what the fuck.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the bonuses. And maybe bonuses isn't the right word to use, but one of the things we've seen this last week or two with all this stuff coming out is there's been a lot of stuff brought to light that people didn't know about, even people, black people included, because there's been a lot of people like, oh my God, I didn't realize y'all struggle. But I mean, just the general public was unaware of a lot of shit like what he just said.
Right.
And I think it's good to get that stuff out there.
It's definitely good, man. It's good to get it out there. It's good to see.
And I love that so many of these videos keep exposing all the people. And you're like, look, a lot of these people are being very peaceful about this. And you have a lot of cops just inciting violence.
Right. Yeah. They've definitely caused a lot of they've committed a lot of the violence. You know what I'm saying?
All Lives Matter crowd keeps ruining their own points, which is hilarious. Yeah. And then you got, a lot of these police forces ruining their own, it's just a few bad apples arguments for some of the shit they keep doing.
A few bad apples.
You saw the video when they pushed the old man down?
Yeah, when they pushed the old guy, bro. There's two videos where they pushed the old man down. Okay?
Yeah, did you see this, Riffa?
The one where the guy, where the blood started coming out of his ear?
Yeah, this dude, I think he was 75 years old.
Yeah.
He was just standing there doing his thing. Maybe he said some stuff. That's fine. But the cop just shoved him. This is an old white guy, too. Cop just shoves him. Dude slips, falls down, hits his head. Stops moving, bleeding out the side of his head.
Starts bleeding out of his ear. Okay.
And so everybody, of course, people are outraged.
There was a cop that tried to check on him. You know what I'm saying? But the other cop snatched him up, was like, nah, get back to
they're like, get up. What are you doing?
Yeah, why are you down there? We got medics. Don't worry about that.
The department that they're from was like, oh no, you two are suspended.
Right.
So the rest of those people who are on this like emergency response team were like, well, we all resign. It's like,
exactly.
Y'all really get like, you're getting behind this. This the hill you want to die on?
Right.
Yeah, for real.
How many people? How many of these people were? Was it like 50 something?
It was like 57 or
57
something like
of them, right?
Hell?
Yeah, they were like, if you're gonna, take suspend them, then we all resign.
Bro, it's like this is a PSA,
horrible.
not just to.
That's who you're backing. That's horrible.
I'm saying this is a PSA, not just for officers, but people in general. A good friend will tell their friends, "Hey, bro, you tripping right now."
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Real.
Let your fellow officers know.
Right, and that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. That's how people feel like there's no such thing as a good cop, because
They got that union, brotherhood,
and people don't realize that like there is a lot of undocumented, unseen,
This is only what we've seen.
Exactly, bro. There's so much undocumented, unseen, unrecorded stuff that goes down between people and police officers, and
daily.
And like even my situation that I had with the police officers a couple of years ago, where they just hemmed me up and was like searching my car and all kind of bullshit or whatever, man. For after we called them, right, and which was something I never do. I never called, but I did it for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And next, I'm getting hemmed up and shit, and they're searching through my car, right? And the whole time I kept saying, like, hey, look, we called you. And this dude, he's one of the cops, he was just being a dick. And the other guy, I think he knew he was being a dick. And I was kind of like, yo, you're not going to step in on this motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I have nothing. I have nobody here, bro. Like there's nobody here to stop this shit.
Intervene. To intervene. Yeah, that's horrible.
Right. Like I can't have any of my friends and family come stop the shit, because who knows, you could shoot one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, and that didn't go documented. That wasn't like a thing that was like.
That's what I'm saying. That happens on a daily to people, just on a regular.
Right. I wish that I would have went and did like a formal complaint and did like the whole shit. You know what I mean? I that's one thing I regret not doing. But when you think about that, there's probably millions of fucking cases like that. So when because
for every one that we have on video, there's 1,000 that there weren't.
Right. Yeah. So that's why when people look and they go, well, this only happened to like, one, George Floyd, or one incident or 2 incidents or 3 incidents, bro. But it's like people as a whole have had issues, and they are fucking sick of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all those undocumented and unseen things that happened, all that shit is coming out. You know what I'm saying?
It took 2 months for the people that killed Ahmaud, and the people that killed Breonna still haven't been arrested, and she was sleeping.
Right.
That's fucking
How you gonna
disgusting.
argue she was doing anything wrong?
No, they're gonna reopen that one, bro.
Oh, they're definitely going to. People are going down for that.
Open all of it.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah,
open Sandra Bland, open all of them.
The shit from 1972.
Exactly, open all of them.
Open all that shit.
Open all of them motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying.
With the forensic science they have now, they can find shit.
We need to redo all this shit. Okay,
because everything that had to do with the racism.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And for the ones who are like, well, what are the other officers getting arrested for? I can't believe that we have to explain guilty by association to y'all.
Oh, they know
damn well.
They know. In Texas, they'll send all 12 of y'all niggas to jail for one nigga pulling out a gun and shooting. Okay.
Yep.
They'll sit everybody in the fucking house in jail. Okay.
They'll say, listen, you snitch or you going to jail. Those are your options.
That's it. All right. So I don't want to hear that shit. Do y'all feel like that these statues being tossed out, like, is, I guess, like throwing away history?
Yeah, it is, but I don't have a problem with it.
I would say, it's never gonna be forgotten or like deleted from history. But that symbols like that should be taken down a long time ago. So
Right.
It's taking it more out of in a sense out of sight, out of mind at that point for anyone who sees it and thinks of that.
Yeah,
Germany doesn't allow Nazi paraphernalia.
Right, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we need to make certain things prominent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Just to give you guys a prime example, right? So on my Twitter, for a while, I had the Twitter name Red Summer 1919, and that was to highlight a time period in history. And I actually took the Wikipedia article and I put that as my my website address so people can click the link in the bio or wherever. So and that's all I did. I didn't really do anything to like push it like too hard on anybody. You know what I mean? Just whenever anybody would inquire about like why do you have Red Summer here, I would send them that link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my little way of like informing people of like history that happened that people didn't know about. And so recently I updated it. Now it says Vardaman Hall, Ole Miss. And I don't know if you guys know this guy's name is James K. Vardaman. And I forget how I came across him, but when I came across him, I started doing some research on this dude. This dude was like a senator in Mississippi. And just some of the shit that he would say or that he has said, it's like, bro, this dude was despicable, right? I understand it was a different time. This is some despicable shit, right?
Yeah.
They have his name. They have his name at this university in Mississippi, Vardaman Hall, and I'm just wondering, bro. Like, I don't go to that school, so I don't know. You know what I mean? But there's probably a lot of people a lot of black kids, anyways, that have gone to these colleges and seen these names plastered all around them. You know what I mean? And in prominent positions.
Yeah.
And they feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they're like, why the fuck do I have to look at this name?
Right. Like, I know how this fucking thinks of me, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, so yeah,
why are we glorifying this guy?
Exactly.
At that point, it's like, man, it's disgusting. At that point, it's like shit like that. All like negative points in time in our history will never be forgotten. Like I said, you can't delete it, but things that are put out meant to glorify it or give someone recognition from that time for whatever their achievements were. Fuck their achievements. They were part of something negative. You know what I'm saying? At that point, that needs to be taken down.
I think
they've had their moment. You know what I'm saying? It's been up. It was there for however long it's been there. It's had its moment. There's time for change.
Right. I 100% agree with that. And I think that, when you talk about people that are like, how can you be upset with people that, that don't want to, that say, okay, listen, man, we recognize that this country is built on racism and we don't like this shit. And, and we don't want to see this shit anymore. If you're like in America, no matter what race you are, and you see this up here, you know what I'm saying? You see that group of people saying, yo, this is a little fucked up. Why wouldn't you want to like take that down? Like, why would you want to keep that up?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's for history's sake, like, there's so much shit that hasn't been, that's in history that's not in our history books.
So much.
Right? That we don't learn. You know what I mean? That's not required curriculum.
Well, it's meant for us to not know about.
Right. There's certain things that's meant for us to know about, right? So, like, we all know George Washington was like, all right, yeah, everybody's free men in our country, except you. You're 3/5 of a man. We all know that shit, okay? We know that, right?
Yep.
That's what the country started off at. So, we want to say, all right, listen, take some of that bullshit down. You should be okay with that, man. I'm sorry. You should be okay with the evolution of the country, man.
I'm saying. I don't want to hear that crap. Who's part of our history? I don't care. It's shit history.
It's shit history, bro. It's shit history.
I mean, they shit on so much that like the Indians who this was their land to begin with, and, you know what I'm saying, the Native Americans, and they don't give no recognition to them either. Like they just act like it was theirs to begin with. It's like that's like us going to another country right now and setting up a flag and saying this is ours now when there's already people there. You know what I'm saying? It was a shitty time. Like this country was built off some fucked up principles and fucked up people, decisions, you know, things that were. It was a fucked up time at the beginning of this country.
It's like I think these people don't want to be reminded that this happened. How can you tell somebody, yo, forget about slavery? It didn't happen to you. This was so long ago. Get over it, right? How can you say that? And then, like at the same time, like they're walking around and they see all this shit up. How can they forget it? The only way that they can actually forget it is if you tear this bullshit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
tear
for
the
real.
bullshit down. If you want them to forget it, then that's how you get them to forget it. Tear it down.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta face the reality.
You gotta face the reality. You know what I'm saying? Not just act like
familiar
blind
with
spots.
Lee Jackson MLK Day in Virginia?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so as you know, MLK Day is a national holiday, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So once that was made a federal holiday, obviously they had to observe it as such.
Okay.
But racists in power were like, no, fuck that. We're not just going to give it to MLK. So it was celebrating MLK, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson. Two of those people who are violent racists, right?
Right.
Do you know when Virginia got rid of that shit and pushed those two onto their own day?
When was this?
In the 2000s.
Wow. Wow.
Come on, man.
That's ridiculous. Come on.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
And this is the point. Just like people, oh God, all this rioting protest. We need more stuff like MLK. Like they didn't kill him too.
I know, that's the thing. Like you guys need peaceful like MLK, and it's like, but you killed him, nigga.
Yeah.
We know that shit don't work.
Somebody came through with the receipts on this one podcast I was listening to. They were like, actually, at the time of his death, his disapproval rating was higher than Trump's right now. I was like, ooh.
Shit.
He's like, y'all did not fuck with him then and stop pretending like you do. And I was like, oh, okay. That's the kind of information I like.
Yeah. When you read like some of this shit, man, like you actually go read the history from some of these prominent names, I feel like there should be like some sort of commission that's put in place that literally goes through and they look for this shit.
Yeah.
They look for like all these prominent statues and you know, like names on you know, buildings or whatever.
At universities and all that shit. Yeah.
They're all over the place.
They are all over the place. If you really like dig, it's probably some of it's right in front of your face.
They're in the smallest towns. You know what I'm saying? The little cities and shit. You know, like, and them times, some of the people back then if they were in those times, you know, the smaller towns, not like the capitals and shit like that, but they're a lot of their original shit they always, you know, hold dear to heart, got pictures of it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You go to restaurants and you'll see old time of their city and shit, and then old people. But you know what they're about back then. You know what I'm saying?
You know exactly what they're
Look at all them pictures like, yeah, I know.
That's why.
Yeah, it's like I get pictures like that at restaurants and I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're celebrated for what? You know what I'm saying?
Apparently we're all just supposed to like look past this shit.
Bro, that's why Drew Brees was getting his ass torn up online.
I'm happy Drew Brees got his ass torn up, okay?
He need a reality check like a motherfucker. It's like, what, are you blind?
Right.
What the fuck?
Because, man, like, they always turn this shit into, like, you know, like with the kneeling or whatever. They always turn this shit into, like disrespect to the soldiers. And that's not true.
They try.
That's not, but they stated from the beginning that this is not what it's about. And it's like they don't hear that. They act like they don't hear him say that. Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to hear him saying that this is not what it's about, it is about this. And he stated what it's about: police brutality, inequality. You know what I'm saying? When he stated it, he told you, he broke it down. research it and find out what it's about. What he said, his words. You know what I'm saying? Not what someone said or what you feel it's about. He said it. So when motherfuckers trip on that, it's like it baffles me to this day because I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's because they're getting a lot of third hand, like or second hand information about it.
That's why I loved how when he was talking about, what makes me think of my grandfather who fought World War II, and people were tearing his ass up. They were like, "Oh, you mean like this?" And you had all these black people with their great grandparents who came back from the war, get beat up and killed, and all this other shit.
This is how I found out about
far from equality.
This is
what the fuck.
Drew. Matter of fact, now I remember Drew Brees was the reason I found out about this guy, Vardaman, James K. Vardaman. Okay, this is how I found out about it.
That's how you found out. Okay.
Yeah, because I had there's plenty of stories of people that came back from like World War II or whatever, even World War I, and thought that black people that came back that thought that they would be somewhat respected because they did
doing this
in the military. Yeah, then they fought on the front
for
lines
the country. Yeah,
and when they got back, and people was like, nah, still a nigger.
That's why Muhammad Ali refused to fight in Vietnam.
Exactly.
Because he didn't feel like he was fighting for. So
shout out to Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali, the greatest.
And so there's like multiple stories out there, and there's one story that I've read. It was about Clinton Briggs. Just look him up, y'all, if y'all ever get a chance. Clinton Briggs out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Just all you gotta do is Google Clinton Briggs, Pine Bluff, 1919. It'll come up. But this guy got lynched, because this woman felt disrespected because he didn't move off the sidewalk or some bullshit like that, right? So that shit happened to a lot of people that came back from the war and just didn't get that respect. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what led me down the rabbit hole to James K. Vardaman, because I read some shit he was saying. And that dealt what they said about like Negroes that went to war and stuff, and I was just like, bro, there was no saving grace at all. Like you was just hated, and that was just it, openly hated, and that's just it.
Well, see, you got to think what happened to you, because it all started with Drew Brees making them comments, and then it threw you down into the rabbit hole of, finding out more history. You're not the only one, I'm sure. So by him doing that, I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional. It's intentional how he feels, but he did. I guess he, used it really bad timing and, ate his words, got to apologize, all that shit. And probably lost a lot of respect from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people came out and called him out for that. A lot of sports people too.
Yeah.
One thing that I love about people having records, all this stuff now, is they just throw it back in people's faces, and I love that shit because that one woman on Fox who was like, "Oh, Drew Brees deserves to have an opinion," is the same one that was talking about shut up and dribble. People like this you.
Oh shit.
This you trend has been one of my favorite things.
This you is probably the best thing about this entire protest, everything. It's been the best thing. Cause man, it just calls people out for like a lot of the bullshit. A lot of people just doing this shit for a lot of companies. You see them like coming out like, oh, we're gonna donate to this company and do this, and then you look at then somebody puts up a picture of their board of directors, and there's nobody. Everybody on the whole entire board is white, and they're like, "This you, right?" Like
Roger Goodell been getting ate up alive.
Yeah, he's been getting ate up too, man. And I don't know what the NFL is going to do because I kind of feel like the NFL is they're trying to break out their shell a little bit, and but I don't know if they're doing it the right way. Not like the NBA. I feel like the NBA is very.
The NBA lets those players do whatever they want to do, and I respect Adam Silver for such.
Right. Yeah. The NFL is trying to break out their shell,
voice their opinion.
They're getting that shit wrong, bro. They're just getting that wrong because the prominent people in the NFL, your coaches, your quarterbacks, a lot of them are, they're white people. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
They don't understand this shit. You know what I mean?
They don't understand white privilege still.
Right.
Like to this, it doesn't make sense. Like that they don't, but at the same time, they were raised that way in a sense to where, you know what I'm saying? That's just how they feel. That's natural to them. It's like they don't see the inequality when it happens. You know what I'm saying? When people say something,
they're the default.
They're like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's never happened to me in their head. And it's like, well, no shit, it hasn't happened to you.
It's not going to happen to you, right? Like
exactly.
For example, Barbie dolls, right? The first Barbie that came out, I think was probably 40s, 30s, maybe 50s. I'm not sure. But the black Barbie didn't come out till like the 80s. Right, like it came out like way later, right? I don't know the exact time. And then when it did come out, it came out with like a bunch of white features. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a real black. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand what happens, right? To like, and I don't even want to know when they came out with the Hispanic or even Asian or
I know all that. Yeah,
that shit probably came even later, right? But like you gotta think with that, like the type of thing that like the psyche that like what it does to like somebody's psyche, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're a kid and like if you're a little girl and you think that like the Barbie is the epitome of like beauty and you don't see yourself, you see a white woman, and so you walk around with that in your mind, even if it's subconscious, right? Like even if it's like a subconscious thing. And white women walk around with that in their mind subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like people don't realize that like those little things like that like will do like I don't want to say like damage, but like I guess damage is the word, but like will like affect the like society as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it molds everything.
It molds everything, bro. Like and you gotta talk about like years and years and years and years and years of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And people are just now waking up and saying, hey, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. My nose don't look like that. All right? Shit. My nose is wide.
For real. Like that shit. Yeah. It just shows you how long, it takes for, and it's horrible. It's like baby steps in a sense of how long it takes for things to change. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. You know, it's disgusting that it's just like you not just see the difference. You know what I'm saying? And just in all aspects and just life general, with all the racism happening, like, and then with things of that nature, with like toys and things like that, it's horrible that it takes that long for shit like that to come along.
Right. It is just like that's why like it feels like right now that there's like a lot of people that are. Like, listen, this is strike the iron while the iron's hot. All right now. So I feel like there's a lot of things that are being brought up right now, and I feel like it's great. Bring it all out. Just bring it all out. Bring it up. Let it come out.
I appreciate like all. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you see all people of all colors coming out in like together, in support of all this shit. And like you were saying earlier, Black Todd, other countries, all in support. It's fucking. That's beautiful,
bro. The country that's the. I just seen a video today of like in Rome, and I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
Right? Rome was like, "Damn, y'all ain't supposed to be gathering like this, but we appreciate y'all."
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure y'all breaking the rules, but good looking out.
Berlin. I was seeing a lot of like a lot of different countries. And I was like, okay, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Like if people can, like you can't, like Black Lives Matter isn't like a it's not, it's, to be honest with you, it's really not just for Black people, man, when you really think about it.
Oh, it's for all, it's for Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's for everyone, because this movement is a movement of, you know what I'm saying, minorities matter, you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much what it is, man. I just feel like Black people have been
all like disenfranchised groups of people.
That's really what it is, bro.
That's really what it is.
Right. And I know it just feels like because there's been a lot of videos of people that's like they're just trying to like take down Black Lives Matter and just discredit it, and coming around talking about all lives matter and, you know, all this shit or whatever, man. And, you know, all those people are dickheads. All of them are assholes, man. And they're on the wrong side of history, I promise. And
they don't understand what it means. It means more than Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, people keep recording the stuff you see because they've been able to counteract a lot of fake and misleading headlines, and I'm glad to see it. Like I saw one, this guy, it was a cop. He was laying on the ground, knocked out in the midst of a lot of chaos. And the person's like, "Oh my God, no one's helping this downed officer." Blah blah blah. And the person commented on him was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they had the full video. And what had happened was the dude kind of flew off his horse and hit like a stoplight or some shit and knocked himself out. And that's why he was laying on the ground, not because he got stomped on or anything.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of like misconceptions.
Keep recording, people.
Yeah.
Keep recording.
Did you see that one guy that was in Dallas that got slumped? The white dude.
Okay, let me say this. I've seen some good slumpings, and 98% of them have been well deserved.
Okay, so this one, the conservatives ran with this and was like, they was like, "Oh, look at this! They killed this guy, right? They like beat him to death. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Of course, they try to attack. You know, it's Antifa. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine.
Oh shit!
And so it turns out like the dude is actually on Twitter. He actually broke down what happened. He actually had a machete, and he was going around attacking people that were this is when they were doing a little bit more rioting and looting and stuff. And so he was taking his machete and swinging it at random people, and they caught his ass. One of his swings didn't go the way that he wanted, and they caught his ass and they just started beating him up, and they beat him up pretty bad. And I mean, listen,
I deserved it.
You can't. He. That's pretty much what he said.
He was trying to kill people.
Like he could have seriously injured somebody, right?
Yeah.
So you got to expect, and you know, he kind of admitted to like, you know, he said the reason why there was a bar that he liked, that he loved, and you know, he goes there all the time, sometimes by himself, and like he goes there so much that like everybody in there knows him, and that's just his spot. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't want to see his spot get damaged, and I understood that. I was like, okay, I get it. I get why you would do that, but I don't think you should have done that.
That's not how you handle it. That's not how you handle it.
Like I get you trying to take your spot or whatever, but this is not the way, man. Like, and you know, I think he understands. Like, he understood why he got beat the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just like the guy that had that hunting bow.
Yeah, he was lying his ass off.
You got beat down. What did you expect? Or even the woman that was in the wheelchair at Target when this first kicked off. And they were like, "Oh my God, why'd they punch her? Why'd they put a fire extinguisher in her face?" No, she was trying to stab people.
Oh hell no!
She was apparently stabbing black people and not stabbing white people.
Exactly.
Right.
And then they were like, "Fuck that!" And they started punching her up and put a fire extinguisher in her face.
Fuck yeah!
And I'm
Like,
sorry.
what the fuck's wrong with these people?
Look, if you try to stab someone and you get beat up, I don't know what to tell you.
You gotta get
like, I don't feel sorry for you.
I don't feel sorry for you either, man. Like I don't want you to die, but I don't.
I don't wish harm on you, but you know, you asked for it. You know what I'm saying? You brought it upon yourself. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Then they said that I think this is a video that was maybe last night or tonight. I don't remember which. But it was another guy who drove a truck into the crowd of people, and then they're like, "Oh, that person's actually in the KKK, which is still somehow not a terrorist organization."
Right in Virginia, right?
Another conversation.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Shit, God.
A whole nother.
See, I'm gonna stop. I could rant on this for 2 days straight.
Man, I could too. I definitely could too. I could talk about this forever. Right. Like as bad as it's because you know what? Because we've dealt with it forever. You know what I'm saying? It's what we know. It's what we've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? What we've seen, you know what I'm saying, and endured to where it's like we understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I could talk about this shit always.
It takes everything in my power not to just get online and start arguing people down because their arguments are so trash.
Some of them are really, really trash, bro.
I'm like, yo, I should really give you this work right now, but I'm not going to.
A lot of them are paid trolls. They're literally paid. there are literally like paid factions of people, and I'm talking
to go
about,
against the grain.
Exactly, bro. There's like
That's it.
Listen, there are like factions, okay, that are operating in multitudes and mass on these social networks, and they create waves, they create discernment, they create like they're just creating chaos, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they're literally popping up on places like, Facebook has a fake news situation, and Twitter has like these like fake trolls. Like they have a troll problem. And they literally will come and they'll say things that be like, I didn't see nothing wrong at all. It'll be something real simple like that, right? Cop will beat a person's ass, and then the person, this troll come be like, I didn't see anything wrong at all. That person should have. And
they just set a fire,
right? Should have did that, and then everybody starts getting pissed, right? It's just keeps that like
they feed into it,
right, bro? Everybody's going back and forth, and they keep that shit going. So. Some of those
someone behind a keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
it's one person running like 12 accounts.
Phone.
You know what else? You see a lot of videos of these people like standing around or walking around these places, and they got all these guns and all that, talking about, oh, these are my rights. It's like, okay, remember, although y'all don't want it this way, these rights belong to everybody. So keep that same energy. Right. When you see some people walking through with the same kind of gear, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
We should do that one day. Just come out with some rifles and some
gear up and shit.
AR-15s and
bulletproof vests.
Just start walking around the mall and shit.
Walkie-talkied up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. or my bad, radioed up. You know what I'm saying?
We would be. I would be. I know for a fact I'd be killed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect.
We'd get killed down. We get. Sweet.
You're giving a random scenario saying you don't want to, good and well you be killed, when we got these other people like, oh, I can do this and it's my right. And nobody's going to do anything to me about it either. It's like, you're comfortable behaving that way because you were born and raised in a system that makes you feel entitled and safe and protected, and that you can do whatever you please.
That entitlement shit is like, bro. Have y'all seen the videos of like the people that like think that they're the police, or think they're the they're the end all be all? They're always stopping people and asking where they're going and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro,
that's what I'm saying. Like, and what do you do? Like, you want to be like, just ignore them.
Harass.
That's what happened to Trayvon. Trayvon was minding his own damn business,
right,
doing nothing wrong.
Right. That's exactly what happened with Trayvon.
Yeah.
Man was minding his own business.
He was a kid.
Right.
A kid, mind his own business, just walking along. And motherfucker wanted to just...
Citizens arrest. Yo, get
citizens arrest
life.
Type shit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's you.
Neighborhood watch.
Fucking job.
Like...
They're like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? What are you doing in this neighborhood?
What are you doing? Fuck you. Shit.
Go back in your house if you live here. What the fuck? I ain't bothering you.
That's why everybody responds to like these fuckers like that. We all respond to it. If a nigga, like, if a white dude rolls up on me and says, "Hey, where you going?" Bitch, if you get the fuck out of my face, I will break your neck, dog.
Like if you saw that same person walking down the street, you walk out of your house like, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" He would be so offended.
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of here, bro. So yeah, man. Y'all are right. We could definitely go on this for forever, man. I know there's a lot of people that's probably listening, like, yo, these motherfuckers is mad as hell this episode.
Yeah, we don't hate white people.
They think we mad now.
Black Lives Matter is not anti-white, okay? It's
exactly.
Not anti-white.
I just want people to think that we're anti the people who are mostly white, you know what I'm saying, that are against it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as everyone has stated, if people have been keeping up with this, it's very important that we have white allies in this, because none of these things in history have changed because black people wanted them to.
Yeah, we need a white voice.
None of them.
Yeah. Black people are not they're not the majority, man. You know what I'm saying?
Slavery didn't stop because black people were tired of it.
Exactly.
Jim Crow laws didn't stop because we were tired of it.
Black people didn't sign those off. You know what I'm saying? It ended up being, it was signed by a white guy, brought by a white guy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So,
that's true.
Hey, they think we mad now. Give me another 30 minutes of this shit. I'll be ready to tear the place up. I get so worked up.
for real. Hey, I feel like some of me talking, I felt like I got a little, you know what I'm saying, more passionate about it, got a little into it. I feel like I did because I know I did.
It's good.
The more it keeps going, you get more and more and more angry.
Yeah, for real. Like you start thinking, you start reliving things or start seeing things that you know you've seen people go through or what you've gone through, and it's like, what the fuck? So it's like you get into it more because it's like I concur, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Right. Zoom about to cut us off anyway.
Like,
so.
All right, y'all. Well, we at the end of the podcast. Thank you for joining us on this.
Yes, indeed.
Make sure you hit us up on all the links in the descriptions. And we're going to be up out this thing. No, I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about.
Deuces.
Smoke some, bitch. In a fight, go with that.
Thanks for listening to the Truth Be Told podcast. Be sure to subscribe and log on to trillmatic.com for the latest in underground music, film, fashion, and more.